Hi, I'm Dr. Angela McBurdy of DoctorFlute.com, and today's flute tip is on singing and playing to create a better, more resonant tone. Sometimes when I am playing, I realize after a while that, oh, my throat is closed. It's been closed. Oh man, why is that? We need our throats to be open. That allows, well, a singer would say, it allows your sound to be forward. Singers always want to sing forward. They don't want to sing in the back of their throat. Forward singing allows sound to resonate in your nasal passages. And when it resonates there, it comes out with a lot more depth to it. So if you've closed off your throat or if it's tight, you don't get that resonance. It doesn't, because, well, flute playing is just like singing. So if we close off our throats, we're going to have a closed off sound. It isn't always bad, but it's not as good as it could be. Now, I've talked about in other flute tips about how you can open up your throat and play with your sinuses to open that sound. But this is just another technique to use to help you to do that. Because sometimes it's a little tricky to really understand how to use your sinuses. When you use playing and singing, you can throw that sound. It's sort of a way to throw that sound up here into your sinuses and open up that throat so that when you take off the singing, you stay right there. But that's the trick. Don't take the next breath, stop singing, and then clench it right back up again, but keep it open. There are different ways to practice opening your throat by singing and playing. None of them are wrong. There's good books out there that give you exercises with singing and playing. But I'm just going to give you some exercises that you can use with the music that you already own. The first way is to work on singing and playing with arpeggios. So I'm going to start on a low C and just go up 2 octaves. Now, when I sing and play with that going up 2 octaves, I can't reach the low C below middle C, nor can I sing 2 octaves higher. I'm letting my voice fluctuate. I go up the octave, I go down the octave. So you can do that too. Don't feel like, oh, my voice doesn't go that high. You can adjust it or simply use 1 octave. So as soon as I got done playing the singing and playing version, I took my breath, tried to take it the same way, don't change anything here, and now I sing or I play that the same way and see if I can not change what's happening in here so that that sound stays right there. The next, I'll just go up there an arpeggio. And you can use vibrato or no vibrato. It depends on what you're listening for and what you want to do with that. Now, the main key there is after you sing and play and you come back down, whether you do it 2 octaves or just 1 octave, that you then take your breath and don't allow this to adjust. Then go and play it without the singing and see if you've kept your throat open that whole time. Nice and slow. All right. Now, I have Ferro's 3 pieces, and I have his second movement, Jade, in front of me. And now I'm just going to fool around with that, with singing and playing a little bit. I'm not worried about playing it exactly the right way and using all the articulations, because I'm using it as a tone exercise. When you're working with singing and playing, basically it's a tone exercise. So I play it once with singing, then I play it with no singing and see if I keep my throat open. Now, something that might be good for you to do is record yourself playing it one time without any singing, just playing. Then add the singing with it, play it through, and then a third time without the singing, and see if the tone changed. Did you keep your throat open? Does it sound a little bit more resonant? It depends on what you're playing, and your recording device may pick it up and it may not. If it doesn't necessarily pick up the difference, it doesn't mean that it didn't make a difference. It just meant you didn't have sensitive enough equipment to let you hear that on the playback. But I think then you use your own ear. Did you feel more resonant? Because I know when I play with that open throat, letting it go up into my sinuses, keeping that sound, what a singer would say, forward, then I feel different. The sound is different, but I feel the production inside different. You can feel that as well. So try it yourself. Compare those. Record yourself doing it the 3 different ways and see if you hear the difference that it makes, because it really is fantastic for opening your sound. And then once you get so that you play with an open sound, then you start worrying about speed. Can I do it and still have speed? And a good exercise is every time you take your breath, do you hear that because you've tightened now back up? Or do you hear this? Because you've left it open so that you stay in that same open sound that you got when you sang and played. Now, this can be a long-term project. Singing and playing and then keeping your throat open, if you're used to having a tight throat, doesn't miraculously rectify itself with just one session of practicing. But over time, your ear wants to pick up that beautiful sound, that resonant sound, and it's going to make you play with that more open sound. As you get used to it and you like the feeling, let me tell you, it is much nicer to play with an open throat that is allowing that sound to come up into your sinuses than it is to play with a tight throat. A tight throat is tiring. An open throat is all day long. You could play all day long. And singing and playing can get you that open throat. It can make your ear hear something about your tone that you didn't hear before and add a new dimension to the sound that you're wanting to get. So try it. Record yourself, do 3 different takes of that, and see if you can get yourself to play with more resonance because of singing and playing. That's today's flute tip. If you like today's flute tip, press the like button, subscribe, comment below, and share it with your friends.